bad. So, I got my starter package. Let's check out what's in it. Alcohol-free beer. Pirinsko безалкохольно. My number. A t-shirt with very cool print. Iced tea. Some ass magic. Anti-chafe balm. Some flyers. Okay, quite cool. Before going to sleep, I would like to show you what I'm taking with me tomorrow. So, most of the equipment is required by the organization. I had to show it today that I have it. At least 1 liter of water was required, a buff or a hat, first aid kit, an emergency blanket, a rain jacket, a thermal shirt. I have also some gloves. They are not really required, but they are recommended. That's for the sweats, because I will sweat a lot. Have 2 buffs, a light one, a bit warmer one. Another required element is a light and even a second one for the case the first one fails. I will be using poles. I will take sunglasses. This is my bag and clothes, t-shirt, wind jack, some socks, a short and compression for the calves. I am ready. I will put everything in the bag to be as fast as possible tomorrow morning, to get up, put my clothes on and go to the start. Good night and see you tomorrow. Good morning. The date is 22nd of September 2024. The place is Bansko, Bulgaria, and it's just a little before 5 o'clock in the morning, and I'm heading to the starting zone of Pirin Ultra. Everyone is still sleeping. The preparations for the race. The organizers are putting some GPS trackers. I'm the first one here at the start from the runners. I'm going to make use of the waiting time to tell you a little more about the course today. Basically 66 kilometers with 4,200 and something meters of climb, which is huge, at least for me. I've done the distance, but with half the ascent, so I have no idea about speed or anything. There are 3 big climbs, evenly spread over the distance. There will be 4 checkpoints in 4 different mountain huts. Every checkpoint has a refueling point and also a time limit. So yeah, it will be fun. Adventure. Let's go. Come on. That's a new technique. Approaching the first aid station, hut Banderishka. Until now it has been quite nice through the forest, easy hiking, running. The weather is perfect, feeling great. Добро утро. I'm now on the road between hut Banderishka and hut Vihren, and there is a cool tourist attraction. It's called the Banderishka Mura. It's a huge pine tree. There's the parking, and then you have some stairs that will bring you to this tree. It's a very old tree and it's up there. If you're somewhere around here, it's a must visit. Passing hut Vihren now. No checkpoint here, but a lot of people. Going further up. The real deal is starting now. Now in the valley of the river Banderishka, and ahead of us is a climb to a pass, if I'm not mistaken, Banderishka Porta. I can already see the runners climbing up the stones. In a couple of minutes I'll be there too. Up there. Looks promising. the top of the first big ascent. It's a pass called Banderishka Porta. Now the course will continue there and the descent will start soon. There's a little more challenging terrain for now. It's fun. I think we're approaching the second pass, which is Sinanishka Porta. Okay, we're not quite there yet, but almost. The views are amazing. Some berries, you could make a lot of gin of them. Look at that. So we reached the second pass, Sinanishka Porta. We don't cross it, but we go down there, down this valley. Nice. There is this long, a little technical but not too technical descent. It's really a blast, so nice. I have to keep my concentration, of course, but so much fun. Yeah. Almost reached the second refueling point with the biggest gap between them, 19 kilometers. It's Hut Begovica. It should be there any moment. So there it is, Hut Begovica. Dobar den. after a swift stop at hut Begovica for some delicious soup and a lot of tea. We're now heading to the next high point. We're in the second big climb, big ascent of 3, the longest one, I think also the steepest one, and it goes up to a peak named Kuklite, the dolls. And from here it looks quite far. It's, I think, somewhere there up. But yeah, everything is great. Sun is shining, birds are singing. It's great, it's amazing. Going strong forward. So, the camera doesn't show it as impressive as it is in real life, but that's where we're going now. It looks extremely high from here. I don't know how many meters of climb are left to the top, but it's about 1 kilometer, and I think it will be about 200 or something. I have 2920 now. Let's see what it will be up. Almost on the top. Look what's behind. It's impressive. I'm so sad that the camera cannot show the real views here. From here you can see the marble ridge of Pirin with the highest peak, Vihren, Kutelo next to it, with the ridge Conceto that I visited 2 years ago. I will put a link to this video of that adventure here up. It's beautiful. It's amazing. I'm speechless. Such wonderful place. Woohoo! That's the peak of Kuklite. Reached it. Amazing. So there's a long descent now and one more big ascent ahead of us. Great. Feeling superb in these surroundings, which is not surprising, of course. Take a look for yourselves. All around are beautiful mountains. What more to wish for? There, down there, is the route that will follow now. Down, 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 until Hut Pirin, named after the mountain. Let's go. I'm running into this beautiful descent all the way down to hut Pirin, the next aid station. And I wanted to tell you about the poles I'm running with. Just a second. Cross the river. As I was flying to Bulgaria with Ryanair and with only cabin luggage, I didn't take the risk to have my poles with me because I didn't want them to get confiscated in the airport. Instead of that, I wrote a message into a Bulgarian running group on Facebook, and a couple of people responded, but there was this guy from Trgovishte who told me that he would give me his ones. And the thing is, he had friends who came to run here in Pirin Extreme, so they brought them to me. It's very, very nice, really very light carbon fiber. Cool. Some doping along the way, the mushrooms, to eat some and get in the berserk mode. I'm joking, of course. Хат Пирин. Здравейте.
Номер
417. Short update. After hut Pirin and the aid station there, I started the third and last big ascent for today. Здравейте. About thousands of meters of climb, and it goes up to a pass of which I'm actually ignoring the name, so I will put it here somewhere. And then from there it will be all the way down with one more aid station at hut Demyanica, the way between Demyanica and Bansko. I'm familiar with it. It's quite runnable. Здравейте. I wanted also to give you a little insight of my state now, my mood, and actually I am feeling the last 30 minutes almost as fresh as at the start. I don't know, there was this long descent that boosted me, my mood. Here now in the uphill, of course I won't be able to run all the time, but I hope to get the pace down until the end. I have 26 more kilometers to go, 1,000 of climb approximately. Seems feasible, we'll see. then I'm in this beautiful valley of a river that I unfortunately ignored the name of. Again, I will put it here. And I remembered something. So the course goes first along a refuge named Tevno Tevno Lake, which, telling by its name, lies next to a lake. It's a refuge that I was considering as a overnighting place for some multi-day hikings here in the region, so it will be nice to see what it looks like. There is the pass we have to reach, the last big climb, about 400 meters of climb for less than 2 kilometers, so it's starting to get really steep, which makes me feel a little of fatigue already. But yeah, the ascent has nothing else to do than to stop at some point, so pushing up, and then it will be only down for about 18 more kilometers. Okay, this is starting to get hard, but it's unbelievably beautiful around here. I couldn't express how much the views are doing for the morale. It's exceptional. There is a lake, and judging by the terrain, it should be Tevno Lake. I don't see the refuge yet. It's probably on the other side. But it's so beautiful. Look at that. And silent. Oh, I still don't see the refuge, but I don't want to go lower because I have to get up again. But if it's there, and I believe it is, this place is really magical. I would for sure like to stay here for a night. But not today. Today it's up all the way. I believe that the piece of the track that follows is the one that a lot of Bulgarians call Dushevatkata, which means the segment that takes your soul. It's promising, right? Short update. I just checked in Osmand, and this is actually a very beautiful lake, but it's not Tevno, it's Mitrovo lake. And I also checked for the pass's name that is approaching. It's Kralevdvorska Porta. There are two of them. It's the right one. I think that it depends on the direction you're going, of course, but yeah, still seems so far away. I see it already, but way too far. And then the lake will be behind this pass already, so I'll show it to you. О, ще взема една-две с удоволствие, благодаря.
Само видя къде съм бил. Лепнал.
Няма да се отказвам.
Печени солени. Едър печен.
Супер. Ето сега само вземам малко така. Благодаря.
Добре, о, мерси.
So I finally reached this section, which is named the SOULTAKER. I don't know if the camera shows it, but no, I don't think so. But the reality is quite harsh. The only positive thing is that it looks quite short, but
Много тихо, бе, айде викайте! Ебане!
it still looks like a never-ending story, but actually I think I'm already in the middle of this ascent. Slowly going up. The goal is in view, so everything's fine.
Уморихме. Айде, порта.
О, леле!
Пу, ето. Кралски камък.
Ама какви гледки, леле!
Каменици.
Браво, браво!
Добре, че дадох, аз не знаех, че ще идват на всеки логъл. И пратих на майка да...
I think no words were needed to express everyone's emotion from this pass. It was really amazing. There was even this American guy who got tears in his eyes from the emotions, because first you're glad that this SOULTAKER is finished, and then you see the splendid view of the valley with all those lakes, the sun. Amazing. Unfortunately the camera is not able to show the whole glory of it, but believe me, it's, I think, one of the most beautiful views that we had today, and that's really not an understatement, because all the rest was amazing too, was really beautiful, but this one, yeah, mixed with the emotions from this climb and of the distance, of the fatigue, it gives at least goosebumps, and some people even tears in their eyes, tears of happiness. So now it's almost only down. There will be apparently one more little pass, of which I again don't remember the name. You will read it here, but the climb to this pass is almost non-existent. I think my track says 30 more meters of climb for the whole 19 kilometers that are still left to go, but apparently it's a funny one to get down of it, but that's for a bit later. They're up Tevno lake with the refuge I was talking about. I will show it later. Come on, let's go. This is the refuge, Tevno lake, and it also looks amazing. I would spend the night here. Look. Здравейте! So peaceful. If it wasn't for Pirin Ultra, I would for sure go sit next to the lake now. But today's mission is different. Today's mission is getting to Bansko. About 17 more kilometers to go, and mostly exclusively downhill. Like 15, at least 1500 of meters downhill, which is not to be neglected, of course, but better than uphill. Okay, I should stop talking, and start running a little, start moving. Almost at the last pass, and then it will be only down. The sun went down almost, it's hidden for me, and directly the temperature fell down significantly. I put back my gloves on, some more buff for the head. I'm starting to feel it, starting to get tired, still highly motivated, and not asking myself why I'm doing this, because I know why I'm doing it. Look around. I'm very, very happy. I was going to say this after finishing, but I won't wait. This is by far the best trail run I have done until now. It's splendid. Now it's only emotions, it's amazing. Look at that. As you can see up there, it's a place where the European road hiking, long distance hiking route E4 passes. It's the one that the Bulgarian part is also called the Five Mountains. This is something I really would like to do, but that's for later. Now I have another route. starting to get darker, and just a little further we're going into the woods, so it will be much darker. So I'm afraid I will have to take my headlamp out, but it's better this than to break a leg on some invisible stones. So this was Hut Dimyanica, the last aid station. Now it's only 12 kilometers only down to Bansko. As you can see, it's dark around, so I won't be filming until the finish in Bansko. Let's go. Hello there, here I am again, back in the mountains, and I'll give you a quick recap of my Pirin Ultra yesterday. So, first of all, it was amazing. No words are enough to express it. I finished 76th out of 208 people, which for me is quite a good result. I mean, the first half I'm very glad, especially considering the fact that I was quite nervous regarding the distance, the elevation gain, but apparently I was quite well prepared. Also, an important factor is that from the start I was extra cautious. I didn't push too hard, and I managed to keep enough energy to not only go the whole course, but also the last 12 kilometers I was able to run quite fast downhill and overtake about 15 positions, I think, which is impressive, at least from my perspective. I had two small incidents. My sock teared on my big toe on my left foot, and I had five finger socks on, so it started the hole started to squeeze my toe, and I felt it because of the blood circulation that was going less well. So but I managed quite quickly to fix it by taping the sock in the aid station, and it didn't give me any other problems further. The second one was a mosquito that flew into my eye at the 40th kilometer. It hurt quite a lot in the beginning, but then I thought it was gone. It's only in the evening in my hotel that I realized that there was still a mosquito traveling with me all the way down from the mountain, but I managed to get it out. My eye almost doesn't hurt. It's a little swollen, but I'm sure it will be okay. So yeah, that was it. The trail is really amazing. It inspires me really to do more stuff like that, because the happiness it gives is unimaginable. A big thumbs up to the organization, which was spot on, and yeah, see you later. I would say put a thumbs up to this video if you liked it, subscribe if you don't follow me yet, and yeah, if you didn't see it yet and you would like to, here is a video of my other adventures in Bulgaria. Feel free to check it out. See you later.